Hello StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between uThermal and iAsonu on Invader, the latter edition. In the top side of the map, we have the blue Terran player, it is uThermal. And in the bottom side of the map, we have the red Zerg player, it is iAsonu. I should have said bottom left because this is a 4-player map. You can spawn here, 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 or here. I don't think I've actually cast a game on this channel where somebody spawns in this top right corner. I'm not sure why that is. I'm sure it's just RNG, and we will see one of those eventually on this map. So this is Invader. Haven't seen a lot of games cast on this channel because it is new to the map pool, and I think it's fairly heavily vetoed just because it's a little bit weird. Players don't like weird maps, as I think we can all agree with that one. So look at this crazy thing. You come down here, and then it's a sharp left, and then you take your expansion. It's kind of big, kind of hard to hold here. Moving on out again, there's another base you can take with some different sized ramps that can kill your stuff. And up here too, just a lot of angles of attack into that potential third base there. Just this real no safe third you can take. And I think that's part of the Terran and Protoss Bible is there, can you take a safe third? No, I hate it. I'm going to veto it. But at this point, it is going to be a fairly standard opening. Hatchery into an extractor into a spawning pool from Sonu. And what looks all the world like a Reaper expand from uThermal. Production tab shows Reaper. Reaper indeed, Reaper. And here's the expand portion of that equation. SCV scouting on out. I do like the SCV scout. He's going to see it was not a pool first play. So nothing to worry about on that end. The Reaper should be able to get in here and get some scouting off. But again, by the time he arrives, there will be lings, there will be queens. And I'll be very shocked indeed if the Reaper does anything of a vital consequence for uThermal. It's just there for scouts and to force units out of the Zerg player, and really there's nothing wrong with that. There it is, the expansion on the way. Continuing to get gas here is uThermal. Probably going to go for a quick factory next, and here goes the Reaper. Moving on out. This guy's name is Reaper Bob. Reaper Bob heading on down south. He knows where the Zerg player is based on the scouting by that SCV. He's going to come down with his guns. Actually, what does he have? Gauss pistols, P45s. Going to see what he can do. But again, lings are on the way. Queens are on the way. He knows it is a race against time to try to get as many drone kills as he can. Many ling kills as he can before he gets destroyed. Nice KD8 charge tossed on down there by Bob. Again, really can't go too far onto the creep there, because anytime you go on the creep, the lings are faster than he is. KD8 charge, and he does get a drone kill. Bob the Reaper getting the drone kill, staying alive. There goes the queen, though, knocking the queen forward. Not the right direction there, Bob, and he decides to back on out. That queen ends the Reaper harassment, but did get a single drone kill and weakened some other stuff, too. The problem is Zerg units generate health pretty quickly when they are out of combat. So, yeah, KD8 charge getting shot there again. 2 queens. Not looking good for Bob. But again, he did get a drone kill. However, he did not get the other scouting information that he needed. He's really only poked in here, which is something of a problem. But you know what? Something tells me uThermal will be just fine. Income tab 26 to 29. Total harvesters pretty darn close. Just 3 workers actually setting those apart. Is this Overlord is invisible. Great placement for the Overlord. The Zerg players, make note of that. Right on top of this cathedral blue spiky Protoss thing, with the dead Colossus underneath it. That is where you want to place your Overlord. Throwing up bunker, throwing up supply depots. Yes, this is a back door with just debris. Can get taken down, and lings can run into your base. Got to watch out for that. Is that Widowmine heading out by himself? Reaper Bob does a bypass on both of the queens, and he's trying to get up inside the main base there. Hop up into the main, and he's alive. He's alive temporarily. Oh my goodness, Bob. Oh, Bob. Not too shabby, though. Got the scouting information, got the drone kill, forced out a lot of lings. Bob doing work, man. Ooh, good Widowmine burrow, rather. Yeah, not that great. Hitting a queen. Notice the queen is still alive. Widowmines really want to kill stuff, because once it's hit something, it's revealed, and then people make overseers and come and try to kill you. Actually, is there a lair at all here for Sonu? No, Sonu doesn't have a lair. If he wants to detect that thing, he needs to throw down a spore crawler. That is actually moderately funny. Is he? He is. Okay, I was going to say, is he going to do that at any point now? He is making a spore crawler there. Meanwhile, Terran player continuing to work on medevac production. He is getting SCVs. He has a lot of Marines right now, which tells me there's going to be a drop soon. 15 Marines and 2 medevacs. Yeah, that adds up to a pretty darn solid Doom drop type play here for uThermal. Where's the Spore Crawler? There's the Spore Crawler coming up, burrowing to provide detection. Single Ling kill. There it is. That's pretty much the minimum damage a Widowmine can do. Doesn't even try to run, recognizes its fate. Did get some shots off on some Zerg units. That's all you can really ask for if you happen to be a Widowmine, and I know that you're not because you're watching YouTube, and Widowmines do not watch YouTube. Combat Shield on the way for uThermal. Is he doing the drop stuff yet? I think he has to be. No, he's just running right up with Marines. All right, so Marines here with the stim. Well, not with Combat Shield, but that's okay. A nice timing attack, ready to rock. There's only Queens, there's only Roaches and Lynx here. This is a lot of DPS, especially with the Medivacs absolutely going to town. Roaches coming up at just the right time. Some Marines dying anyway. uThermal decides it's time to boost on into the main base, see what damage can be done. The Queen really wants to kill that Medivac. Spore Crawler helping immensely with that, though. The Marines, once again, there are enough of them to get some damage done, and then just doing the bounce back and forth thing, bouncing back and forth, really abusing the mobility of these Medivacs right now. Roaches trying to do what they can, but every time they show up, the Medivacs just decide to go to somewhere else, and finally splits up his units. Very smartly done there, but now is there enough to kill this group? uThermal doing this very, very well indeed. Can they handle this number of Roaches? It looks like they can, actually. Sonu recognizes what's going on. The Ling's trying to come around, wrap around the backside. As soon as there's a surroundo, I feel like you're going to pick up and run. Yep, there's the pickup and the run and going into the main base where there are Roaches ready to go. uThermal decides to back on out, perhaps saying I've done enough damage for today. Resources lost 1,700 to 700. Sonu having lost a lot of stuff though, but he is actually up 52 to 46 workers, so I'd say he's doing pretty well. Trading a Marine for a Creep Tumor, also a pretty darn fair trade, but here come more Marines and more tanks streaming across the map right now. Creep spread right about here. Crucibles being landed not on top of anything. Combat Shield has been completed, which makes these Marines a little bit more dangerous than they were before. So the flying tank, Crucible landing, and not hit anything. Great dodge there by uThermal. Absolutely fantastic play. Staying on the high ground is Sonu, basically saying, uThermal, you want to come up this ramp? You go for it, man. I will be here ready and waiting for you. Glial Reconstitution being researched. +1/+1 for the Roaches and Ravagers also being researched. Also applies to the Queens and the Lurkers. I just have to say, I'm not sure we'll see any of those in this game, but tank with 3 kills. I think one of those was definitely Creep Tumor. Yep, I'm not sure you should get full credit for killing a Creep Tumor just because they can't fight back, but that's okay. uThermal kind of setting up a contain here. He has Liberators, he has tanks, he has Marines. This is not looking good at all for Sonu. Sonu has a lot of Roaches and Ravagers. This might be the correct option to hold this level of aggression from a Terran player. I just don't know if he has enough. Upgrade. Oh, coming from all left side, bottom side, taking out a tank. Crucible landing, trying to get rid of that Liberator. Cannot quite do it. A lot of units stuck on this ramp. You need to get down the ramp and actually attack things here. Crucible is trying to get rid of yet another Liberator. Yes, 2 Liberators dead. 3 Liberators at the same time. What an absolutely fantastic pushback by Sonu. He is now up 124 to 96. Total supply, armor supply 73 to 50. He's marching on up with the Roaches, with the Ravagers. Can he do a good counterattack here? All that's left. Okay, there's tanks now, but all that's left is really just a single bunker. I feel like Sonu can do this thing. Crucible's landing and taking the bunker out almost. Almost. It is burning. Ah, it actually burns when it's in the orange just a little bit. I don't think I knew that before. Liberators trying to set up shop in different places. Are there any Queens here? Nope. Run, drones, run. 1, 2 do end up dead, completely locking this base down and killing Queens, killing eggs. Ravagers find a nice angle though. Can they dodge? Oh, fantastic dodge by uThermal. Just a beautiful dodge there. No sign of an expansion for uThermal. He's 2-basing this thing all the way, man. Can he get there? I do not know. Liberators again setting up shop. Setting up the Spore Crawler in a better, more advantageous location, and then just bouncing back are the Liberators. Please set up defender mode, they say. Please do it. I have so many Ravagers right here. Not going to happen. Tanks, Marines are back. Round 2 for the Tank Marine Liberator push coming right on in. More Roaches on the way for Sonu. This base in a lot of trouble. This third base might actually just completely fall here. I'm not sure what iAsonu has. Crucibles taking out one of the Liberators, which is good. Pushing right on up. Ooh, catching a medevac, I think is what that was. This base, a complete loss. The drones forced to retreat. Overlords getting burned out of the sky here too. Crucibles on the top of the ramp, but too smart for that. Not even stimming to get away from that. There it is now, 2 base to 2 base, and uThermal looking like he's in a pretty darn good position here. Trying to send a changeling up to see exactly where the army is positioned. APM for these players is through the roof, over 300 on average for both of these guys. I think uThermal might have decided it's something of a job well done. Nope, decides to turn around and engage the enemy. Corrosive Vials landing, killing a single tank there, almost getting a second one there too, but backing on out of the defender mode circles of death. Another changeling does get spotted immediately by uThermal. Trying to find different angles to do this thing. +1/+1 has completed on the roaches and the ravagers. Defender mode circles on the ramps. On this area too, on this ramp as well. This army is pretty darn well covered right now. I feel like Sonu just kind of needs some... Oh, did he miss that? I think he needs some infestors. He needs something to make these Marines hold still, because as it stands, they are just too mobile. They hit too hard. They're going to take out yet another hatch here. Going for it. Are there the Liberator count? I don't think is too high, but I'm not sure the Ravagers are making the best use of their Corrosive Bile ability. More tanks, more Liberators, more Marines popping out here too. This does not look good at all for Sonu. uThermal setting up shop, setting up the contain, sneaking up with his Marines, making sure this base has not been taken. It breathed a sigh of relief because it is now 2 base to 2 base. And that's exactly the position that uThermal wants to be in here. Army supply, 97 to 104. Sonu has the greater army supply, but these Liberators, man, they are the great equalizers. Does get a Marine there. Resources lost, 8,900 to 6,400. Tanks taking shots everywhere that they can find them. Pushing that creep back. Excellent decision. Marines, once again, making sure her base has not been taken. Queen gets a little bit too pushy. Gets her face melted off for it. And just, it's the dance, man. We are dancing back and forth. Sonu doesn't know what to do about this. This Liberator count is so high. Should he go for a Spire? Can he afford to wait for a Spire? He doesn't know. Going for it right on in here. Corrosive Vials taking out a Liberator. Almost another one there, but not quite. Not quite. Every time he sneaks on in, he just takes so much damage to the face. The tanks especially. Excellent when it comes to this sort of thing. More and more units. Long distance mining going on. uThermal is now taking a 3rd base. Corrosive Vial taking out a Liberator. A couple of these are very low on health, but it doesn't matter. The slow, inexorable creep for uThermal. The Marines now just going for it. Not worrying about Corrosive Vials at all. Standing toe-to-toe. That's a lot of roaches and ravagers, though. More Liberators getting killed. The Marines with the +1/+1 and the combat shield and the stim doing their best. Liberator shots everywhere right now. How many are there? There are 6 Liberators in the sky. iAsonu trapped on 2 bases. This might be it for the Zerg player. I'm not sure what he can do to win this thing. Just incredible patience displayed by uThermal. Yes, he's losing tanks. Yes, he's using Liberators, but he's able to just leapfrog piece by piece with his Liberators, with his tanks. Corrosive Vials trying to kill as many of these as he can. They get 1, but I don't know if it's enough. Walking through so many circles, though. The tank's fire is continual as well. iAsonu just going for this thing, and that's it. That's the GG. Sonu is defeated. uThermal is victorious. Woo! Who's still in the game? There it is. Admin B has left the game. All right. Woo! uThermal, nice strategy, and it paid off, man. He just went straight for +1/+1 Marines, tanks, and Liberators, and just set up a contain. Set up the contain, used his Marines to be mobile with stuff, take out small groups of Ravagers that tried to come up and deal with these Liberators. The Liberators hung back, the tanks hung back, 4 kills, 3 kills, 0 kills on that tank. So again, not the most, that one has 9, I guess. Not the most deadly of units, but the splash damage was invaluable. 4 kills, 3 kills, 7 kills on that one. The Marines themselves seem to each have a kill, except for that one there. So, well played indeed by uThermal. I love the strategy. Sonu just got trapped. I think maybe he should have tried to go for a Spire, but again, I'm not sure he had the time to do that. So he tapped out here in this 13-minute game, which was pretty darn incredible. Good back and forth action all the way around, and I hope that you enjoyed it. All right, so this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.